think it's on. Get my bubbly. What is that? I got a freaking minion. I got a minion. A minion bubbly water soda. Nice. Hopefully this started. Oh, it did. It says live. Oh, hi. Hi, Danielle. How are you, my fellow warrior mama? How the heck are you? Gorgeous. I don't know about gorgeous, but I'm hanging in there. It's been getting pretty rough, pretty crazy. We have some stuff going on at the home front. Family member passed, so we're dealing with that. But on top of all of that, there's been some other crazy stuff going on that I'd really like to talk to everybody about that's been weighing on my heart. I don't feel I'd be my authentic self if I didn't express not only what I feel about these subjects I wrote above, about the lack of services and about people in our own community living the life, actually judging each other and being mean to each other or thinking they're better than another one for whatever the reason. I think it's very disheartening, and I really, really want to just address some of that. For those of you who are new to my lives, thank you for popping on. For those of you who have known me for years, you're going to understand this a little bit better than those who are more of new friends. But I think it's time that I started to share some of these things that have been going on at the home front with Bella. A lot of you have already seen the posts that I have put up there, asking, give me some recommendations as to, what states might have the best services for the adults with autism, because that's what they're labeled. So when it comes, to the service world, you need to have a diagnosis, right? So that's what I've been looking for, is those types of services. And most of you already know that we're leaving New York because it's just crazy expensive to live here, and it just got a million times worse with our governor and all this corona craziness. So two things I kind of wanted to address that I noticed is it's very, very scary, the lack of services that there are for the adult community, for these autistic kids, young adults. Bella's going to be 19 in a few weeks, and she is the beginning of the tsunami. Those kids that are at that age level is the beginning of the tsunami of children. I remember her going through elementary school. It was the first, class that had all of this. When she started junior high, it was the first class implemented for special needs, autism. And I'm sure, because I took her out, high school, the same thing. And the scary part is there's such lack of services to help not only these children but the families. And when I talk about services, I'm not just talking about, the basic stuff that you get from your state. Like she just started to get Social Security, which is a joke. We won't even get into that. But, waiver programs, Medicaid waiver programs, and self-direction and all these kinds of things. I know every state, they have something a little bit different, but it's state services like respite and all that kind of stuff. The services I'm looking for are day programs and possible residential programs. And the lack of help that's out there, not only for my family, but there are so many families that are having a rough time or can't provide everything that that child needs and deserves and wants to give more to them, and just finding things that that will work for them to help them become the best form of themselves that they can be, right? How this relates to me with Bella is, as you know, that she's been saying that she's not happy with her brain. She wants a new brain. She's been obsessive with saying these silly backyardigan things over and over and over again. It's nothing medical. Come to find out and learn that she's just frustrated with what's going on with her brain, hearing these certain thoughts. They're driving her crazy. She wants a new brain. She doesn't want to be in the predicament that she's at. And I think it's just even more heavily on her because of, the whole COVID situation is not helping. And since I took her out of school, although I still stand firm that that was the best decision I could have made for her, she never went into another type of social program. She did some dance classes. She never, she stuck through it for a full year. We were very proud. She went on stage, but she's never found her groove in anything else. And she became very kind of isolated, just she's on her computer. You guys know she has a YouTube channel. She makes her videos. She's on that damn cell phone all the time. You can't take it away. Those of you who live this life understand. Okay, you could sit there and try to judge and say, well, I would just take it away for a few hours. Well, you know what? You don't live in this household and you don't understand the hell that comes down and the amount of stress that 18 years living this life brings on you, never mind that child, the stress that they go through when they want that. So getting to where I'm getting at is I've done everything I possibly can with the resources I have. I mean, I've been through a foreclosure. I've been through bankruptcies. I've literally done everything, medical, biomedical, detoxing, the CBD oil. We've done everything that we can to help her body get to the best point and the best condition that we can get it to. So I've been going through a lot the past couple of months, just thinking about her future, thinking about my future, thinking about my relationship with my husband's future. Living this life is not easy. It puts a strain on everybody. The children that are not affected, that live in the household, the marriages, you, yourself, moms that take care of your kid all the time. There has to be a breaking point. And the past few months has been a breaking point for us. When Bella gets mad and frustrated with whether it's, her brain is not working the way she wants or she's not getting what she wants, she's just started to lash out again. No protocol is going to change this. No miracle spray is going to change this. She is unhappy with herself, and now that she's in her room, this is really her life. She's in her room all the time. She's on that damn computer all the time. COVID situation made it worse because, I would take her out and we would do as much as that we can and get into society. But the reality is there's no programs here in New York, and the programs that they do have, you have to be vaccinated for, which you all know I'm not going to be doing. So we're really been stuck between a rock and a hard place, which is really creating and causing her to be unhappy, which then she lashes out. And, she's not little anymore. And, when they're little, it's much more easy. I don't know if the word easy is right, but you're able to navigate transitioning and protecting yourself. If they're little and they're throwing a fit on the floor, you know, versus the same size as you or towering you and coming at you and biting you and kicking you and punching holes in walls and destroying things and hurting themselves and ripping up all their clothes. She literally has ripped up half her closet. I refuse to buy clothes anymore. There's holes in my walls. There's, you know, I have bruises and scratches and bites. And again, this is not a medical thing. This is the brain injury. This is a mental thing. This is a thing that she is not happy with the environment, the situation that's going on right now. And I am a person that likes to be in control of everything. Okay, I will be the first to admit that I must control my world. And the universe don't work that way. And with Bella, because of everything that we've been through, the trust I have for other people with her has been tainted for a long time because her biological father abused her mentally, physically, spiritually. The people who were supposed to protect her did not. The schools pinning her down, not protecting her, a respite. When she did go to a respite program in the beginning before they pushed all the vaccine stuff years ago, it was like 5 years ago on Mother's Day, they lost her. She was lost for an hour. The canine units came out, police were called, the helicopters were in the sky. I mean, talk about going through some major PTSD and not trusting people. So I will be the first one to say that, you know, to even consider a day program, never mind a residential situation, was never a thought that would cross my mind. I literally, you know, couldn't understand other families that had adults that felt that they had no other choice, or that the choice was best for their mental health and their child to do better by going into a day program or putting them in a residential program. Now, the past few months I've been going through a lot personally, soul searching, connecting, trying to figure out what I could do to help my daughter, because it's gotten to a point, like, she asked for the brain doctor. We went to the brain doctor. We had tests done. The tests aren't showing anything worse than what has already been done. So it's kind of like a positive that there's no tumor growing and causing these behaviors, but then it puts us at square one. Like, we've done all that we can physically do, everything within our resources to help her, and it doesn't seem to be good enough. I said I wasn't going to get emotional. So there comes a point where you have to sit back and reevaluate. And I know I'm not the only parent going through this. I know there's other moms and other families going through this. This is not a decision or something anybody wants to face. It's not something easily understood, because when they're small and they're manageable, of course, you want your child with, I don't want my child with anybody else. I don't want to get to that point. But there also comes a point where if there is something out there that can help better herself, help enrich her life, give her a better environment than just her fucking room on a damn cell phone every day, the hamster wheel, same shit over and over and over, that's not good for her. That's not good for her either. Perhaps a day program. I mean, my initial thing is, I really want to try a day program first. I want her to have a safe place to go in an environment with other young adults like her, so that she could gain friendship. She's alone. She's lonely. She wants friends. She tells me this. She wants to go. She says, I want to go to school. I said, well, that's not an option, but how about a day program? A day program is you going to hang out with other adults like you, and you guys get to hang out and do things instead of sitting on your phone all day. And she liked that idea. Who am I to deny her of that? I have to make a decision that I never thought I would have to make, and I never thought it would come to this, but for my own sanity, for my marriage, but most importantly, for the best interests of my daughter. This is why I have been looking into day programs and possible residential programs. I explained to her what a residential program was, how she wouldn't live with mommy and dad, that she would live with other young adults like herself and other people would help her. How does she feel about that? She liked the idea. Then she stepped back. She's like, well, I want my backyardigans stuff. Like she was concerned about bringing her stuff in her room, all her nail polishes and shit. And I said, well, if that's what you wanted to do, yes, your stuff will go with you. Whether you stay and you sleep at mom and dad's house and then go to a day program and hang out all day with your friends and then come home and sleep, or if you want to live somewhere else and be an adult and do that. Either way. And, she liked the idea of both, but she ultimately said, live with mom and dad, go to a day program. So I said, okay, that's what we're going to do. Mommy's going to find you a place that's safe, that you could have fun at, that you could hang out with other young adults like yourself, and do something new instead of sitting in your room every single day. I can't even tell you how much I've been crying over this. Because residential is in the back of my head as well. Because whatever the future may hold for her, I know that she could become way more than what she already has. And I know that I can't do any more than what I've already done. I can't give any more than what I've already have. As much as I want to, I can't. I need help. I need help. And a lot of our families need help. And the second thing I wanted to talk about was how people in our community are so nasty and quick to judge others who are living this. It takes balls and bravery to reach out and say you need help. I understand the guilt and the anger and, well, I created it. I should have to live with it for the rest of my life. I should have to be the one to take care of her for the rest of my life. That was my mindset. As if punishing me was going to create anything better for either one of us. It's not. Ultimately, that's what the agenda wants, right? Is for these kids to be screwed up and for these parents to divorce. They want to divide families. They don't want us to be happy. What better way to fight this system and say, fuck you, you didn't take my daughter. You didn't take my family down. We are happy. We are living at peace. We figured it out. Look, my daughter is maybe not fully recovered, but she is happy in the placement that she's at. She is happy now that she gets to go hang out with other kids like her. She can make friends. She could horseback ride. She could, play with, I've seen programs where they dog walk. She loves dogs. Like, I know that I'm here for a purpose. And I know that I'm not going to be able to do fully what I'm made to step in to do if my life continues the way it's continuing. I know that my daughter is not going to get any better and things are going to continue to get worse if things continue the way that they're going. And just to reiterate about our special needs community that likes to point fingers and say, well, I'll never put my kid in a residential. I'll never put my kid and trust my kid with anybody else. It's fun and games while your kid is small, but when you have a full-grown adult, I've spoken to many parents who have full-grown adults that tower them, that have been attacked, that have been, they just can't do it anymore. Whatever the reasons, it shouldn't even matter. All that should matter is that we say, we support each other. We support you. I may not understand what you're going through to that degree, but if that's what you feel the best is for you and your family and your child, I support you. We need to stop with the finger pointing, and we need to come together for each other, because nobody else out there is going to do it. Nobody else out there is going to do it. So I'm asking those in the special needs community, when some families are faced with these tough decisions, don't be quick to judge. Instead, open your heart and have compassion. Don't be quick to put your 2 cents in. Oh, well, you could still do it. Oh, well, you could try TRS, or you could try this. No, honey. No. The best thing that you can do is to show your love and give compassion and say, you know what? I'm here for you. If you can't understand what they're going through, that's fine. But don't judge somebody, because one day your young child is going to be an adult. One day you're going to be dealing with this 18, 19, 20 years of stress trying to help your child to no avail. And you're going to get to a point, a tipping point for your own sanity, your own marriage, that child's, that's now a young adult, what's best for them. And we need to be together. We need to support each other. We need a better community with that. I've seen a lot of ugliness. I've even had some ugliness on my own freaking post. Well, I can't imagine. I'm never letting my severe kid live with anybody else, or I'll never do this. Well, you know what? Great for you. Great. I'm glad. But you know what? I have nobody. I don't have anybody to fucking babysit. What happens when I die? She's going to be just used to me. I have to be realistic. When your child gets older, you have to be realistic. There has to be a plan B. If you have her sister, when you have children, you cannot rely on those children to take care of your special needs child. That's how I feel. I am not relying on my older daughter to take responsibility for her sister. She's already lost and suffered so much because of my attention going to her sister, because of what has happened to her sister. I am not going to be asking or expecting her to continue to take care of her, because honestly, I think somebody else can take care of her better. That's my situation. Your situation may be different. You may have a wonderful, huge, supportive family. Maybe you have cousins that could help. Maybe you have a mom and dad that can help. Maybe you have aunts and uncles. Maybe you have all of this help. That's fantastic. Great for you. You could keep your kid forever. Great. Don't judge me because I can't. Don't judge other families because they're faced with a difficult decision that they feel is best for all involved. It is not easy for us moms to think about having to do this, or think about that this might even be better off, especially when you're a control freak like me. But the reality is, I don't plan on popping her on a whole bunch of pharmaceuticals and drone her out. You know, if other people have to use pharmaceuticals and that's what works for you, I'm not judging you. I judge nobody. But for me, I don't want to do that in order to make things better, which for our situation it wouldn't. All it might do, if they even helped, was make her not punch holes in walls, rip her clothes, and maybe not lash out at me, and maybe make her like, I don't know, what do? They try to make them like, like I don't know. And please don't take it the wrong way. If I'm not judging anybody, I'm just saying, for my daughter, I know she needs more. She needs a change of environment. She needs to be stimulated not by that fucking cell phone, but by other people. Other people, other professionals who don't live with this every day, who don't have PTSD, that don't have the stress of 18 years of the behavioral shit and the craziness and the fighting with the spouses and living this life. They're fresh. They got the energy. They're ready. They want to help these kids. Not all doctors are bad. Not all residential places are bad. Not all people who work with these children are bad. That's a realization I've come to, and I've had to really get my mindset straight. Just because I had a handful of bad situations doesn't mean all of them are going to be bad. I'm just not going to just say, oh, there's a program sticker in it and that's it. Oh, there's the sticker in it. No. These are important decisions. You research them. You go there. You talk with them. You get to feel the energy. You check them out. If it feels good to you, if you see your child happy, then you go for it. I'm not saying do things irrational. I'm saying that if this is what you have to do to better your child's life, your life, I understand, because that's where I am right now. And I wouldn't be my authentic self if I did not share that with all of you. After all of these years of sharing our story, this is where we're at right now. My husband has been amazing, but he's also very high PTSD from all of this stuff. I'm a very patient person, but I'm starting to lose it. I need respite. I need help. And I'm not too proud to say that anymore. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I can do it all anymore, because I can't. And I feel good about doing this now because I know I've exhausted every fucking possible thing I can do to make this better, to make our family better, to make her feel better, to figure out how to enrich her life. I know she could do so much more. And I really believe that this could be a good thing for her. I mean, what happens if she goes to a day program? She freaking loves it. What happens if she we find an awesome place that does both day program, and then she does that a little bit, and they also do residential, and then she says she wants to live there. And then she tries it, and she freaking loves it, and she's flourishing, and she's doing awesome, and everybody loves her, and she's doing great. Like, who am I to stop that? I want that for her. Now, I'm not saying drop them off and never see them again, because there's no way in hell that wherever she ends up, I'm not going to be. That's the whole point of my post of asking where the best services are, because my ass is going to be there. I'm going to be in driving distance, and you bet your ass I'm going to be picking her up on weekends or doing whatever we got to do if she ends up residential. This is what I'm saying. My hope is finding somewhere and finding someone to help at home and who could bring her to a daycare program and let her do a day program and let her do her thing so I could do my thing. I have businesses to run. I just have so much to give and so much I want to do to help others that freeing this up, allowing her to find somewhere to be her true authentic self, allows me to continue to be my true authentic self and help others. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help others. My story is here to help others. And that's what I intend to do. I'm not letting what happened to her happen in vain. Our story is about not only prevention and warning people and letting them know that everything that has happened to her is real and it's not good, and for those who are affected, there is hope, because there is hope. The sooner you find it, the sooner you find that help, the better chances you have. Our story was different. She was 10 when we found it. Too much damage was done. I am so grateful and thankful and blessed for finding the help that we did and that we've been doing for a decade now. She's definitely in a great place compared to where she was. 1000%. The behaviors I'm seeing now is because she's frustrated. She's frustrated with who she is, what has happened to her, and the fact that she's stuck in a room 24/7. Well, not 24/7, but every day she's in her freaking room all damn day doing the same shit over and over and over again. And that is not a way to live. I don't care who you are and what you think. That is not a way to live. She deserves better. She deserves more. And that's what my intention is to find better and to find more for my child. And if that means going somewhere else for that help, or even whether it's a day or a residential, whatever that means, whatever universe brings to us what that means, then I'm going to do it. Because I made a promise to myself that I was going to do everything in my power to help that kid, to help her love herself, love who she is, no matter what has happened to her. Know that she's beautiful and she's capable of doing things. Whatever her talents are, embellish on them, make them stronger, make them bigger, make them better. Maybe one of these programs have some kind of video, she can make videos for them or something. Like I don't know because I never looked. I don't know because I was so closed-minded and so closed off that I'm going to control everything and I'm going to do it all. The reality is I can't. I have done it all. Everything that I possibly can. And now it's time that I get help so that she could be the best Bella that she's meant to be. And that's truly what this is about. So, I know it's very hard to find services for adults. If anybody has any information out there in regards to wonderful, great day programs or residential programs, any state except for the Northeast and California, sorry, not happening. Please message me, give me any info you got. Any of you parents out there, any of you mamas who feel the way I feel, just know that you're not alone. And you could reach out to me anytime with no judgment whatsoever. The most important thing I want you to know is that it's not your fault and that you have not failed your child. You have not failed your child. I think that's the hardest thing, the hardest mindset block that I had to get over. And I'm over it. I know I didn't fail. I know I've done everything I could, and I know I'm going to find even better for her. No matter what that looks like, I'm going to make sure she has her best life. And I'm always going to be there for her. There's no fucking way I wouldn't be. So community, special needs community, stop judging, stop pointing fingers, start opening up your arms and hugging each other no matter what decisions you decide to do. Whatever that may entail, when someone needs love and support, give it. Stop thinking you know it all because you're not living in that household. You know your truth. You don't know everybody else's. And that's another message I really like to get out there. I'm here with open arms for all of you. I'm glad I got through this without crying too much. Got a little emotional. I've done so much crying the past 3 months. A shout out to my girls, Gina and Keegan and Brooke, who have been my rocks. Now I'm going to get emotional. Who've been my rocks, helping me get through this. It's very hard to live this life, which is why I've been such a huge advocate about medical freedom and choice and getting the truth out there about what's happening. And I don't wish it on my worst enemy. I really don't. But I am truly blessed to have beautiful people in my life who understand me. And I thank you all. And that's all I wanted to share tonight. So I hope you have a blessed evening. And I'll keep you all posted. And until next time, find that light and shine it bright. Peace out.